besides of growing and giving doable orders and training people, what you need to do is you need to be setting up a system so that people come and go. Let them come and go. I mentioned it before in this series. We change presidents every 4 years. We change CEOs of large companies every 2, 3, and 4 years, sometimes every couple months. Salespeople come and go in those large companies. So why the hell do you think that you need every employee to work there for many, many years? In fact, I also told you that, for instance, in a place like Hilton, you know, if you do not get promoted every 2 to 3 years to a different hotel, a different position, totally out of where you were, which means a new person had to come in into the new job. If you do not get promoted, you most likely get fired because you get stale. So you don't even want people to be all that long in your position. Remember when we talked about the salesperson and the marketing person and this customer service person and maybe even the bill collecting person being the same person? Yeah? You create this monster which cannot move around because he's doing everything. That's, by the way, what most of your business owners do. You have one or two, you yourself and maybe your son or somebody else, you know, which they do everything. You do everything. And that's why you cannot be letting loose. It's an untrainable job for all the people. That's why Henry Ford created the conveyor belt, and he trained lots of people on one small job. And that was easy. It is easy to teach a guy to weld, but it's difficult to teach him how to weld and how to run a mill machine and how to do electrical work and how to plan and design a machine and all those type of things, how to work a lathe, and it's very, very difficult. Impossible, in fact. That's why it's called specializing in the medical field, even in dentistry. Such a small part out of the whole body is keeping healthy. There's, I don't know, 7 or 8 or 9 different fields of dentistry. An endodontist, an orthodontist, a periodontist, a general dentist, a pediatrician for the children alone. I'm probably forgetting a bunch of that. You know, an oral surgeon, okay? See my point? And that's just about a tooth. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, so training people for one particular job rather than for many jobs as a package is already one of the big solutions so that people can come and go easy. You don't have to then create these monsters which, if they leave, they're dead. And you don't, after you do train them up for this monster job, they leave because they now get a better job somewhere else, and you just spend a half a year, 2 year, 3 year training them basically till they finally, you know, pull their own weight, and then they leave. Almost understandable that they do, literally, but also your fault that you tried to train them for so many jobs, so it took so long, and they're now putting such a big hole in your organization again because they're leaving. If you would be just working them on one job and one job, all of a sudden you'll be not missing them so much because it's so much easier to replace those people. Anyway, there's some ways on how to do that, and with some of our consulting, we obviously will guide you towards that. Now you might say, my God, but if I have to hire so many people, they cost me so much money. No, they don't, because they make you money. If your sales and your marketing person are 2 different people already, I'm telling you, of course you're going to make a lot more money because the marketing person is actually out there marketing, where like now your sales/marketing person isn't marketing. You understand? All right, good. So staff turnover will be with you, be it in the United States, be it in Taiwan, or be it in Singapore, or especially like in India, where it is becoming new to you guys, when yet it has been around with people like me in my countries forever. And we have systems. That's why there is an H&R department. Live with it. Realize it. It's no different than there is a monsoon in Bombay in India. there are snowfalls in Austria in December. Don't try to figure out how not to have a snowfall and how not to have a monsoon. Just buy yourself different and better clothes. Build your houses to withstand it. Yeah? Do you think my father is super happy that he has to build a snow wall and that he has to put a roof up there which holds storms and which holds 5 meters of snow coming on the house? No, but it's the lesser of two evils than standing in the cold and having no house and having the snow coming in the house in winter. Same than in Bombay with the monsoon. My mom always said, there is no such a thing like bad weather. There is only bad clothing. Yeah, that's what she said. And you know what? That's what this is all about. So the staff turnover is not a bad thing. It's just what it is. Just like some people ask me when I'm down in India, they say, oh, why do you come down here? I used to live there for 2 years in 1995 and 96. And people would say, why do you come down here? You have it so nice in the United States. People in the United States would tell me, why do you go down there to this, whatever, dirty, bad country and cannot even eat beef and stuff like that and blah, blah, blah. You know, it's so much better over there and it's so much worse over there. Depends where you were. And my answer back then was always this. It's not better. It's not worse. But it is different. Just live with being different. Different is good. Different doesn't make it better or worse. It's just different. My wife is different than yours. That doesn't make my wife better than yours. Just different. Realize that, live with it. So, you are having in India a different set of rules of how people will work for you. First of all, grow your company so that you can offer opportunities to your company the way Reliance and Data can. And that holds true for every American small and medium-sized business also. And number two, do not look at it with disgust that you have to be spending money on staff training and staff turnover. It's part of you making millions of dollars if you do it right. Do you understand? This is just what it is. It's part of the pain, no different than for an Olympic guy. It's part of the pain to overcome the problems which are there to become an Olympian and to become a medal winner. Okay? And if there would be no problems, it wouldn't be such a big glory. The result, the return, the rewards wouldn't be so big without some problems. Yeah? People always want to invest without risk and make millions. It doesn't work, except for here and there, that lucky little guy who by accident invested $50 and made millions because of whatever. You're not part of those people most likely. And if you ever will be part of this, it's because you're out there kicking and doing. You think the gold digger who sleeps at home and does nothing and just is drunk, he will find lots of gold? The guy who will find the gold is usually the guy who is out there digging every day. In the movie industry here in Hollywood and maybe over there in Bollywood, they quite often keep saying, an overnight success. Julia Roberts, an overnight success with her movie Pretty Woman, I think. I'm not so sure. But anyway. Oh, far from it. She was not an overnight success. She made dozens and dozens and dozens of movies where she got barely any paycheck. It's because she was out there kicking, making movies, that she actually then one role gave her the overnight success. Yes, but it wasn't an overnight success. She worked a long time to get there. And so do most of us business people, ladies and gentlemen. There is no one way to get rich. There is no one way to get it except here and there finding the lottery, and that doesn't work. By the way, did you know that literally 95% of all lottery winners are broke within a few years? Completely broke and life destroyed? How can that possibly be? They had nothing before and they got this. They didn't know what to do it. They didn't learn how to create it, and they not only splundered it and were back to normal. That would be still one thing. So they had a couple of years. No, they did things so wrong that afterwards they were completely and utterly screwed up. So, ladies and gentlemen, staff turnover will be with you. Grow your company, and most importantly, realize that you have to put a system in place which, yes, will cost some money to hire and train people. One of them is don't train them for too large of a job. Get them for single jobs. Realize that. Don't fight it. because just like the snow or the monsoon, it will be here, it will be there. You're going to be much more happy not fighting it, and will be able to concentrate on growing rather than on trying to concentrate your mind and working on making that happening when yet you're fighting Mother Nature. It isn't going to happen. See you on the next topic. Look forward to